What's up, guys? This is my open Toghrul deck. It differs from the standard one quite a bit, actually. We're playing only one fire spell, and that's the Forbidden Flame. Other than that, it's all earth spells, with spells like Earthquake and Swarm. And then we have Might of Nature. The creature base, we don't rely nearly as heavily on the Bloodthirst. We are playing them. We've got the back row and a couple of the front row, but we're running the old school one because it's a 2-2-5 for 3 instead of a 2-1-5. And then we're running this guy. For every creature that dies in the turn, you play him for 1 less. So we run 4 of him, and then the events we run are the big one is Path of Ancestors, so that every time a creature is played, it's untargetable. And then we're not playing any targeted removal. We're just playing board sweeps. And then our guys have really big health pools. This is a jackpot tournament, by the way. I'm currently 9-2 with this build. One of my losses came in my first game, so it didn't hurt my rating at all. Dayleb I've played 2 or 3 times now so far, and I just want to show you this game because you can see the power of the deck pretty well. Also want to note that you're going to play a little differently. We're more of a defensive deck against the creature decks. Deploying in front of creatures is not always the right idea, but you do it a lot more. And I'll post this deck list in the channel so you guys can see it on Facebook. But yeah, like right there I missed a point for you know, getting the 1 more power. It's not a big deal. I guess I didn't realize that's what I was going to be doing that turn. I elected to take 4 here because I have 2 Earthquake in hand, and as you can see, I can kill. I could have upped the magic there and done 2 Earthquake and cleared his side, but I wouldn't have had 4 might to play my riders, and I want those guys to come in free. So basically, the idea is you hold off on using your removal, and I actually drew a little redundancy there. I got a 3rd Earthquake. But you want to be able to sweep the board and then play this guy for free. It's just insane tempo, and you can see we've got Path of Ancestors going, so he's not going to be able to remove this guy. It's just a really good setup. I'm also playing Cosmic Balance, so you don't just lose to the combo decks. Once in a while you do run into OTK. It's not as often as it is in Standard, but... So he played this guy perfect. It's on the ground. It's got 4 toughness. We've got double Earthquake in hand and a Bloodthirster in play. And notice, before he did that attack there, all our guys were going to live, but it's still worth doing at this point. Because I'm going to get to drop a Moon Phoenix and a Rider. So you guys can kind of see how good this was. I mean, I got to hit him for 10 that turn and put 6 more power on the board, one of which is impossible for his deck to kill. And as you can see, his hand is just not very impressive. There's not much he can do to come back. Now he does put up a bit of a fight here, but that's such a huge tempo swing. Worst case scenario too, sometimes you have to Forbidden Flame and it does kill your board. It doesn't kill Oliphant, which is cool if you do it with 3 might, or 3 magic rather. But yeah, this deck's been treating me really well. The only losses I had, one was I mulliganed and then got a hand with nothing but 3s and 4s and 5s and 6s in it, and I just did nothing, and I was on the play. So I did nothing for like the first 2 turns, and then I was just too far behind. And then the other loss I had was to a deck that had just insane ongoing spells. He played Mass Rage and what's the spell that the celestial one that prevents all damage for that turn to their creatures and to them, and then he ended up milling me. So yeah, that was pretty annoying. So what I did is because this format is the way it is, I added a third crusher, and it seems to be the right call. Like, against the aggro, he's not the greatest. He's slow, clunky, but I've won games against aggro with him just because he's got 7 health. So I'm playing 3. Okay, so here he just decides to clog lanes up, try and live to fight another day. That's fine. I'm not going to waste Danram yet. I remember thinking about it, but it doesn't really accomplish anything here. So I believe my play here is to enrage to get this to 2, and then I can finish it off with a shredder, and that way I get full value out of my shredder. And since we're low on cards, I do want to continue to play the card advantage game, and we cap out at 5-4 and then 1. But there's nothing we have to play if we draw it. Like, Might of Nature would be really good here, but we're not too worried about it. What did he draw? Wind Gust. Some other points I should probably make about the deck. You can be aggressive. There are no 1-drops, however. Just because we're playing 4 Earthquake and we're playing 4 Insect Swarm and a Forbidden Flame. So the 1-drops really just aren't getting it done. And our top end is so good that we don't really need those extra points of damage. And there's just not room. I mean, if you put every creature in here you wanted to, you'd have like 46 creatures. I mean, if you put like 4 of all the good Bloodthirsters and like a couple Wyverns, and yeah. Like, I ended up cutting the Wyvern for a 3rd Crusher. So I'm not playing them. But, I mean, they're good. They're just... Crusher is just so good because you come across that one deck that's playing Enrage, and so anyway, that's how the deck can work.